So, as some of you will know, I am an actor, and that does mean that I express an interest in a certain awards ceremony that takes place every year, at the start of every year in fact. And it just so happens that that awards ceremony took place last night. So I thought, given that I need to record a new video, I would base this video on that subject. Now I have with me a list. You can see it. List of BAFTA award winners. Now obviously I would express interest in this award ceremony because as an actor I would one day hope to gain one of my own BAFTAs. That'd be very nice if that was ever a possibility. Either as a creative of a film or as an actor, because of course I do make my film as well. I'm probably going to do an update about that at the end of this video. But for now I just wanted to express some feedback on the winners of this year, because I am absolutely delighted and ecstatic about some of the winners, but some of the other winners not so much. So I'm going to start at the beginning, just referring to my list. Of course, the best film, it's going to win the Oscar as well, is Boyhood. Now instantly I have problems with Boyhood. I've not seen the film, granted I've not seen the film, so I may not be inclined to judge on its quality or the standard of the film itself. Perhaps it is deserving of the best film, BAFTA, and probably Oscar as well. But the issue I have with the film is the fact that it was filmed over 12 years is just, to me, like Richard Linklater sits down and thinks, right, how are we going to create an award-winning film? I know, let's spend 12 years making it. It seems like such a gimmick to me. I can see why it's a curious experiment. I can see the appeal behind creating it, but there's just something to me, and perhaps it's the cynic in me, just thinks that he knew that by spending 12 years on a film, he would automatically get nominated for the awards. I mean, you may disagree, but that is my personal opinion. It's not the first time I've seen filmmakers employ similar efforts to gain fame and notoriety, and just because of who he is, he's sort of developed this reputation as that kind of filmmaker, and now he's going to get an Oscar for it. Anyhow, moving swiftly on, the next winner was leading actor Eddie Redmayne. Interesting story about Eddie Redmayne. I was once in a theatre, a bookshop with a theatre in the back. It's at Waterloo, if you know it, the Calder bookshop, you probably do. And there was a fundraiser taking place in the back for a theatre company I'm very close to. And as it would happen, Eddie Redmayne walks into the shop. Apparently it's his favourite bookshop in London, and he was just there. Now this was probably 2 or 3 years ago, so this was before Eddie Redmayne, has become this huge, massive superstar that he is today. But it is very interesting to think that, he walked into a bookshop one day and no one would have known who he was, but we did. And we said hi, and he was lovely. And when I say we, that's my mother as well. My mother was with me, and my mother is a theatre director, and she was currently in pre-production for a certain play, and she said if he was interested, asked if he was interested, and he said maybe. So, yeah, great. We've had interactions with Eddie Redmayne. So I am pleased for him that he's won this BAFTA, and he'll probably, again, much like Boyhood winning the Best Film Oscar, he'll probably win the Best Actor Oscar. At the same time, I'm disappointed for Benedict, because I've seen The Imitation Game. I've not seen The Theory of Everything, so again, I may not be inclined to judge, but I love Benedict Cumberbatch so much, and I just want him to win something, because he hasn't won anything yet. And he was so close, but Eddie Redmayne just beat him to it, unfortunately. There's still a chance of Benedict, anyhow. But yeah, I did really want Benedict to win, because he played Alan Turing so well. We were talking about that last night, he got that level between obstinacy, is that the word? You know, like being really unlikable and being likable so that he was likable, playing an unlikable character. So yeah, I was slightly disappointed about that particular award. Outstanding British film, The Theory of Everything. Fair enough. I'll let that one slide by. Obviously, considering that I've not seen it and I have seen the Imitation Game, I can't. But honestly, I'll let The Theory of Everything have that one because I'm sure it's a great film, and so it needs to have something, so it can have that one if it so wishes to. There's always a film every year that wins all of the lesser awards, you know, hair and makeup, production design, costume design, you know, all of those ones. There's always one film every year that wins all of those, and of course this year it was the Grand Budapest Hotel, and perhaps rightfully so, because I think that with this film, that, you know, it's the design. It was how it was created. It was created intentionally for this purpose of creating a really interesting looking piece of film. You know, the color schemes, the costumes, etc. And I mean, last year, or at least the Great Gatsby got it once. And you know, the Great Gatsby was created for exactly the same purpose, to create a visual extravaganza of a film. And interestingly, they both have grand and great in their titles, but hey ho, they were pretty grand and great pictures. Now, I've not seen The Great Gatsby, but I did see Grand Budapest Hotel, and I mean, I enjoyed it. I don't think it was the best film. There's probably a reason why it hasn't won any actual film making Oscars, just the hair and makeup and design ones. But yeah, it was a deserving winner. I think 5 is a bit too much for a film that I didn't actually consider to be that great. But, you know, the production and quality of it was good. And of course, alongside the design, there is always the visual effects film. Of course, last year, Gravity. This year, Interstellar. Interstellar is, you know, like it's the one sci-fi film will always go up for a BAFTA every year, and it will usually always win the visual effects. And of course, this year it was Interstellar. Again, I've not seen Interstellar, but you know, just from the look of it, it was extraordinary. So yeah, pleased for Interstellar. Realizing that if I go through each and every award, it's going to take a long time in this video. So I'll skip over a few. I can't tell you about the documentary winner, Citizen 4. Know nothing about it. Glad to see Lego Movie won animated film, considering it's been snubbed at the Oscars. I think it's a big finger up at the American film industry, or not the American film industry, but the American Academy for snubbing it, because now it has the BAFTA. And I did like that joke that the whatever job he had, what he said about, you know, the BAFTAs being his favourite academy opposed to the Oscars. Yeah, skipping. Richard Linklater won director. Woo, go you. You know my thoughts on this. The one thing that was quite surprising was J.K. Simmons winning supporting actor. Did not see that one coming. I've not seen Whiplash. I don't think it's been released. Has it been released? I'm not sure. I'm curious. I'm very curious about Whiplash. It was the dark horse of the competition, the underdog, and I'm glad to see that it did win. Well, it won too, didn't it? It won sound as well, which is fair enough considering it's a film about music. So it's only right that it should win the sound BAFTA. But yeah, a very curious picture, and I'm very pleased for J.K. Simmons, because it was very unexpected, and I like unexpected things at the BAFTAs in award ceremonies. Moving swiftly on, supporting actress Patricia Arquette, Boyhood, great actress. You know, I think I saw her in Lost Highway, the David Lynch's film, Lost Highway, and yes, she was phenomenal in that. So I'm glad that she's got a BAFTA again. Same film, not seen it, can't say, but I think she's a deserving actress. One thing that did surprise me was cinematography. Birdman taking that. Now, I've not seen Birdman, so I can't comment entirely. But considering the films that it was up against in terms of cinematography, I was surprised that Birdman won it. After all, Birdman is a comedy. When there was so much cinematic drama out there, like Mr. Turner, and I'm going to move on to talking about Mike Leigh afterwards when I talk about the Fellowship Award, because I'm amazed he even turned up. And but I'll get to that later. But the Mexicans. I love Mexicans. I studied the Mexican New Wave at school, and Mexican filmmaking is fantastic. I do think that Alejandro has, well, not only Alejandro, but a lot of those, Alfonso Cuarón as well, and Guillermo del Toro, they've all sold out to Hollywood. They used to, create these fantastic, raw, powerful films while they were independent Mexican directors, and now they've all bought into Hollywood, and they're all making big Hollywood films, and I feel it kind of ruins it, but there's still an essence of, that Mexican flavor, Spanish flavor in there. Where are we at now? Oh yes, this one I was so happy about that when it was announced I shouted yes in the living room. The best foreign film, or film not in the English language, is Ida. Boy, was that film fantastic. I watched Ida as part of the London Film Festival. Was it the year before last year, I think now. Where it actually, before I knew it had won the London Film Festival. I saw it as part of my BFI training program. No one else was there. Myself and another one of my classmates showed up to the screening. Obviously, no one else was interested about a film about a Polish nun in black and white, but that was exactly what I wanted to see from a film. It was exactly what I was drawn to, and yeah, it was astounding. One of the best films I've ever seen. Absolutely incredible. And so I was thoroughly thrilled when they announced that this was the winner of the foreign BAFTA. And anyone who's follows me on Twitter or is my friend on Facebook will have seen my tweet. It was the only thing I tweeted about the actual BAFTAs, and that was just because I was so excited and so happy for the Polish filmmakers. Can't say anything about the short films or the short animations. Jack O'Connell is an interesting one because he's fantastic. He's a fantastic actor, absolutely. I really want this Rising Star BAFTA. It's gonna be mine one day when I'm. Give it 4 years or so. When I'm 24, it'll be in my hands, I hope. But yeah, the thing I don't like about Jack O'Connell, and judge me if you like, he's just a bit rough around the edges. He didn't, when he received the award, I mean, bless him, he didn't mention some lovely people, but it just clashed. His sort of wet manner clashed with the whole ceremony, really. But saying that, I take it back. He's a thoroughly deserving winner. I did think that Gugu was going to take that one, but it was either between Gugu or Jack O'Connell, I think, and I think Jack O'Connell did do the slightly better job, so he deserved to take it. I'm not going to talk about Pride because I don't know about Pride. But yeah, if I move on to what I was saying earlier about Mike Leigh and the Fellowship Award, Mr. Turner was only nominated once. It only got nominated for one category, and that was cinematography. True, it had some astounding cinematography. But what about Tim Spool? What about Mike Leigh himself? What about all the other actors who were involved with that piece? What about the writing of it? Nothing. Not a single nomination apart from the cinematography, which was astounding. And I mean, it was all of the gossip to say that, will Mike Leigh turn up or not? Will Mike Leigh he's gonna snub the BAFTAs because his film wasn't nominated for anything? But he did turn up, and as everyone's been saying on social media, ironically said a written speech instead of improvising it. But if he wants to write a speech, he can write a speech. But yeah, I did find that curious. Probably going to aim for a 15-minute time, so I'm going to cut this short now. I'm actually working on a new film piece at the moment. It's looking really positive. and it's called Persephone. It's based on the Greek myth of Orpheus and the underworld and Persephone, who is there. Gonna tell more about that in another video soon. Follow me on Twitter at Trisbeee. Bye!